back. Yeah, so I know that myself and Mary look like fruits today. That's one of the healthier options for you. We're talking nutrition at this point, if you didn't know where I was going with that. Yeah, Nneka Ogboi is back. And she has been an advocate for child nutrition for quite a while now. The visionary founder of Mash Baby Food, a 100% natural baby food company dedicated to crafting wholesome complementary meals for infants and toddlers. Today on Nutrition, we're going to discuss budget-friendly foods that are both nutritious and filling for young kids. Now, anything budget-friendly, I want to hear about it. First of all, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
All right, Nneka Ogboi, Mash Baby Food has given us that insight. On your page, you put loads of different recipes up there. But when you add budget-friendly to the conversation, it goes in another direction.
Yes.
You have a newborn, or let's say an infant, or toddler, and you don't really know where to start. Maybe you've just come off breastfeeding, and you're thinking, what is the best direction to go? Because babies are picky, you know? So what's the advice you give mothers as soon as you start this conversation?
Awesome. And I laugh because budget-friendly and food in Nigeria right now, that's an oxymoron. I don't know that really exists, but to the best of our ability, we try to offer affordable options, right? Okay. So for a new parent who's just weaning their child off breast milk, it's important to focus on staples in whatever environment that you find yourself. So for us in Nigeria, that would be your typical, your rice, your plantains, your sweet potatoes, things that you use regularly at home, things that are locally grown and can be locally sourced, because, you know, when you're importing, that comes with its own fair share of expenses as well. So locally available things. Also, you want to focus on things that are in season, because they are cheaper as well. So that really helps the parents to be able to incorporate real foods into their child's diet in an affordable way. Okay, so most families have rice on their shopping list already. A lot of families, probably not most anymore, have plantain on their shopping list. What else do I add to my shopping list that can be incorporated to babies' meals? Okay, so fantastic question, because for many parents, you know, whether it's an infant or a toddler, you're looking to focus on the nutrients that you're offering them, because they're still developing at this stage in their life. So one thing I always say, the first thing I would always say, is to expand the foods in each food group. So for example, if you're focusing on proteins, I had a mom say to me that, you know, my toddler only likes turkey. Right? And so she doesn't eat any other kind of meats. Well, but now turkey is over 7,000 naira a kilo. So you're not going to reduce the amount of protein you're giving your child. You can expand the proteins that you offer. So think about other alternatives like fish. You can find way more affordable options when you're shopping with fish, even eggs. Yes, some people will say, okay, a crate of egg is 5,000 naira, but you can get 30 servings from that. You cannot get 30 servings of turkey from 1 kilo, right? So they're just expanding the options of foods in each food group will help you. Okay, so we've touched on proteins now. Egg is an alternative to, let's say, chicken and turkey, right? And then are there any alternatives? Like we hear that beans is both protein and carbohydrates now. Is that a better option for infants? Yes, so that's a fantastic option as well, because in times like this, when we're very price sensitive, right? You need to get more bang for your buck. So beans have a fair amount of carbohydrates and proteins. So you can offer that to your child rather than buying your staple carbohydrate, let's say yam or rice, and then looking for a protein to pair that with. You can literally just buy this one thing and offer the two nutrients together. So beans are fantastic. And for families, especially when you're dealing with children, you want to add variety to the meals that you're offering them. And beans is a great option because you can do so many things with it. Akara, moi moi, ewa going. My kids actually love to make an akara pizza, where the akara is the base of the pizza. So there are many things you can do with that. Okay, let's talk age groups now. Because once you start talking akara, you're talking fried foods, and you're talking maybe infants that have a certain amount of teeth. What about the ones that are a lot younger, maybe from 6, 7 months old? Let's start, talking about that menu. A 6, 7 month old just weaned off breast milk at 6 months.
what are the options?
So in that age group, you probably want to start with it just being boiled and mashed, right? That's the simplest form that you can start.
So moi mashed or boiled is okay at 7 months?
Yes. So you can build on that as your child gets older, but that's where you would want to begin. And not just for beans, any of the other foods that you choose to offer. You want to start in the simplest form and then vary the style as they get older.
Okay. So I remember my mom, showing us how to give ground rice to my kids. There's also semolina and the like. But a lot of, let's say, baby food companies push the milk narrative for a lot longer, and it does put a lot of, disruption in the parents' mind when they're like, okay, no more milk. So is milk still a staple?
Very good, because milk should actually be part of your child's diet till age 2.
Okay.
Actually.
All right.
Minimum age 1, but if you can do it up to age 2, then fantastic.
Okay.
So when we're introducing foods at the age of 6 months, they're only complementary at this stage.
Okay.
So meaning that the milk stays and then the food complements that milk. So the more food you bring in, the less milk you offer. So you don't just stop at 6 months with the milk.
Okay.
It's a gradual process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, I know we can mix baby milk or baby formula milk or breast milk with a lot of different foods. What are the best mixes you've found?
Oh, one that kids always love, especially when they're much younger, is plantains because it's sweet.
Wow,
you can throw in some chicken and carrots in there. So plantains, chicken, carrots, blend that up with breast milk. Fantastic. 9 times out of 10, they absolutely love it.
I wouldn't have thought chicken, carrots, plantain, and milk.
And milk.
And they like it?
They love it.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. So I know that you've heard wow quite a few times at your combinations. Give us another wow combination right now.
So one that parents really get surprised about is also we do beans with plantains.
Okay.
So the idea there is that a lot of children tend to love plantains because of that sweet flavor and also the smooth, silky flavor texture when you blend it.
Yeah.
So putting anything with plantains usually just gets the kids excited.
Okay.
So beans and plantains is also a staple Nigerian family meal, but we make it for the children so that by the time they get older, it's not foreign to them, it's not new to them on the dining table.
So it's blended down. Obviously, you have a dedicated blender for this.
Of course.
It's not the blender you use for your pepper.
No.
And with all the big mix blenders that are available right now, I don't want to mention that brand, but I'm just so enthusiastic about finding different options right now, and I know that people are at home as well. Thank you so much for sharing those recipes with us and that advice. Of course, we would love to hear your thoughts on that as well. But at this point, we're going to head over to the kitchen. Will you join us?
Sure.
All right.
I'd love to.
Fantastic.